Hi everyone, how are we? My name is Debbie. Welcome back to the Mind, Body, Soul Evolution. And today I am talking about mindset. There is a lot of talk out there. Change your mindset, change your life. So we know, and it has been proven scientifically, that your thoughts create your reality, right? The things that you say to yourself, the things that you believe create the reality that you're living. So if you don't like aspects of your life or the reality that you've created or that seems to have just kind of shown up out of nowhere, then people say change your mindset. So here's the thing, right? And it's true, right? Change your mindset, but it's not quite that simple. First, we have to figure out like where our mindset came from. So if there is an area of your life you're looking to change that's not working for you, that's been problematic, I invite you to go back to decisions that you've made in that specific area, whether it is finances or where you live or the type of job you have, even your friends. And they say that you are comprised of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So therefore, you should be very selective on who you spend your time with, or you should be spending your time with people who align with your values and your ideas. But we also have those friends that are just a lot of fun to be around that just don't align with us and our values at all, but they're just a lot of fun, right? So if you're looking to enhance an area of your life and a friend says, no, just change your mindset about that. Something just doesn't work out. And you keep trying and trying and trying. And people tell you, oh, it's just about your mindset. Change your mindset. Well, it's not easy because some of this stuff is ingrained in us since we were born, right? Since we were kids, some of the things are values that were part of our household and that were repeated to us time and time again. Some of them are things that we picked up from friends through school, from employers, from our workplace environment, social media, the news, because we know most of what's on social media is, some of it's for sensationalism. So how do we start to shift our mindset? There's a lot of talk about mantras and meditation, and that's all part of me. And there's an idea of if you say something over and over again, repeat it, right? We talked about that last time, I think, a little bit. My mala beads. You have a mantra, you say each time for each bead. There's 108 beads. And it starts to shift your mindset because you're talking yourself into something new. You're changing the dialogue that you're having with yourself about this subject matter. And that's true to a point. But if it's a constant thing, I'm sorry, the little thing came up on my screen. If it's a constant problem, then you would ask yourself, what decisions have I been making around this situation? And I always use the analogy of money because it's a physical, tangible thing. It's something we hold in our hands. We can see numbers in our bank account, or maybe no numbers in our bank account, right? There's a numeric exchange or a currency exchange, although it's all energy anyway. So that would go back to what was your discussion about money in your household? What did your parents believe about money? And that generally becomes your belief. So you would look at what decisions have you been making? Okay, we'll use money as an example, right? Around money. What decisions are you making around your spending, around your savings, if you're investing, the type of house or apartment that you're in, the type of car that you drive, where you put your money? Because energy flows, things grow where you send energy to. So if you're constantly outputting money, then you're not going to have, your attention is always going to be going to putting out money. If you change your focus as to saving money and or investing, then that's going to start to shift too. But it's easier said than done. So we go back to, where did you learn this from? What are your beliefs? What have you been doing around this subject? What decisions have you been making? And then what do you believe about money? Do you believe it's fluid and it comes in and out easily? Do you believe that you have to work extremely hard for nothing? My parents believed that you didn't save it. Your money was never yours to begin with. It came in and it went out to pay bills, and it came in and it went out to pay bills. My parents did not believe in investing. My parents did not believe in a checking account. So when I got a checking account when I turned 18, my dad didn't speak to me for a month. He thought that was the worst thing in the world. And then there was a dichotomy of going against my parents' values. But this is the world that I'm living in now. So what do I do? So there's the battle. So looking at what decisions you're making, why are you making these decisions, and does it feel right for you? Do these decisions, obviously, if you need to shift or change something, it's probably not feeling right for you. But you have to get to the core, to the very essence of why you have a certain behavior before you can start to change it. You have to identify why. And, it's not always a really deep-seated thing. Some of it's, from my mom's side, it's very ancestral. My mom is the first generation in this country. So her belief around money was it was impossible. They were farmers. They worked from sun up to sundown. They got up, they took care of the animals, they took care of the farm, they walked to school, they came home, and their whole life was around working, making little to no money, very, very little money. So she had a much different mindset than my dad's family. However, my dad allowed my mom to run the household finances. So the finances around the home were adapted to or were adopted by my mom's belief system. So understanding where it comes from is huge. And that's when you can start to take steps to start to shift your mindset. And I'm going to ask you to be gracious with yourself, right? It's not going to happen overnight. You didn't get to wherever it is you're at overnight. Although sometimes it feels like it's easier to get into trouble than it is to get out of it. Or it's easier to live one way than it is to kind of reverse the process, right? So I do have something on the screen, so I'm going to end up looking at that. But I'm talking about this now because things are going off here. We are on the edge of the new moon in Pisces, right? Pisces is the last sign of the zodiacal wheel. Pisces is all about the dream. Pisces are also extremely spiritual and intuitive. Even probably some of the best psychics in the world are Pisces. So if you know a Pisces, they tend to be very quiet about things. They're absorbing a lot of information. We're also, Mars has just stationed direct. Mars is the planet of action. So if you've been trying to cultivate something or to make a shift in your mindset, and you feel like you haven't gotten any grounding, Mars, the planet of action, has been retrograde. It's just starting to station direct. We're still going to feel some shadow element to that, so we're still not going to get a whole lot of footing, but we will start to see progress. And then Venus is retrograde. So one planet goes direct, one planet goes retrograde, and Venus will be retrograde for, get this, 40 days and for 40 nights. Yeah. So we know the 40 days and 40 nights. If anyone has had any exposure to Christianity, right? Uh, Noah's Ark, it rained supposedly for 40 days and 40 nights. Moses spent 40 days and 40 nights on top of Mount Sinai, where he had a 40 night conversation with God. And therefore, the Ten Commandments came into being, came into awareness. So big shifts happen around the 40 day, 40 night time frame. So this is a really good time if you've been trying to change your mindset about something or take on a different perspective. Because it doesn't have to be a whole big shift. Maybe it's just shifting the way you look at something or the way you feel about something. So how do we do that? I should make sure I have some notes here. So how do we do that? First, we recognize what our behavior is, what steps, what things we've been doing that got us into to the point we're at now. Then you look at what is your belief around the thing? What is your belief around money? What is your belief around where you should be living or the type of car you should be driving or the type of clothes you wear or your relationships? And then it's where did that belief come from? Where did you first hear that? And you may have to kind of like do a little soul searching, right? For some of you, this is going to come automatically and you're going to go, yep, my uncle always said this. My aunt always said that. My best friend, this is how they do it. My college friends, this is how everyone did it back then. And we just kind of adopted that as the way of being. So if you're looking to shift your mindset, then your next question would be, how do I want to feel about this or believe? What new belief system do I want to adopt for myself? Not always easy, because if you go online, there's a million ways, right? And there's all these mantras and all these affirmations, and it can get really overwhelming. The good thing is that with Venus going retrograde, it means the planet slows down its energetic pull. It asks us to look at the things that are important to us. Now, Venus is about luxury, it's about love, it is about the finer things in life. And the finer things don't necessarily have to be these expensive, $100,000 vehicles or a $50,000 wardrobe in your closet, or a penthouse on Park Avenue, right? The finer things in life are the things that make you feel elevated inside, that bring you joy when you put them on or when you use them or when you're in them or whatever the case is. So whatever the finer things in life, whatever that means to you, Venus is asking us to look at that and reprioritize our belief system. And once we start to just chip away a little bit and just make little notes for yourself, again, it does not have to be, let's not get obsessed with it, because obsession can actually block the flow of energy. And if we do too much, that can block the flow of energy. But if we don't do anything, then nothing comes our way. So it's like, Debbie, what am I supposed to do? What I do, now we know I do yoga. I teach yoga. I do meditation. I do journaling. I got a new journal. I think I showed you. Van life, right? But I write it down, I get it out of my body, and then I leave it. And then I wait for intuition to come. If I am working on a mantra, and I will use just one. If I'm changing my mind shift on money or finances, I just use one. That's it. Because you can Google and there'll be, thousands of them, and they will all feel really good to you. And then you'll drive yourself nuts trying trying to get all these done. Just choose one. Now, my favorite one is I actually got it from Jen Sincero. If you have not heard of her, she wrote the book, the Badass series books. You Are a Badass. I met her last year in New York City on her book tour, and hers is, and she said she just chooses one, and it says money flows to me easily and freely. So if you're going to do that, now if you do mala beads, and maybe I'll have a video of mala beads, if how to use malas, if you want. So those of you who may be Catholics out there, I was born and raised Catholic. We had similar as the rosary beads. However, the rosary beads, we know they have a specific prayer for a specific bead. The malas is whatever it is. So if you have your mala, right, and you have your individual beads, and you just hold on to the bead, and you say, money flows to me easily and freely. And then you slide over to the next bead, money flows to me easily and freely, or whatever your mantra is, and you go all the way around until you get to the very last bead, and then you're done. And then you allow it just to sit there. And then you do it. I will do it for like 30 days, 45 days, depending on whenever intuition tells me to stop. But any change that you're looking to facilitate, often, as soon as we start, confusion starts to step in. That's how we're conditioned, right? We're conditioned not to trust our intuition, but we're conditioned to seek validation externally. All of us here. So we're taught not to trust ourselves. So then we get confused and we get bombarded. And then all of a sudden, every time you look at your phone or you're scrolling on social media, you'll see all these different mantras. So let's choose one. And then in order to be really effective, we have to quiet ourselves down. We have to set aside time every single day. I talked about this before. Even if it's just 2 or 3 minutes, you've got 2 or 3 minutes a day. Everyone does. Not while you're driving, but like even in the shower, right? Just close your eyes and just slowly breathe in and out through your nose. Just take your time. Feel the body expanding as the breath comes in, and then feel the stress and tension leave as the breath goes out of your body as you exhale. Sorry, if the table is moving, my cat Olive is knocking up against it. We have to give ourselves a quiet space in order to receive whatever information it is that we need to guide us on our own path, our own journey. And if you're not doing that for yourself, it's not going to happen. If you're allowing social media and external influences to get in the way, then your chances diminish because you have to fully invest in yourself in the process. If you truly want a change, if you want to shift your mind, change your mindset, or take a different perspective or a different view on something, you have to allow the time. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to just change my mind about this or that, and then it happens. It doesn't happen that way, because you have to then cultivate a new reality. So if you're looking to save money, then you have to stop spending. You have to, this is the year of the wood snake, right, in the Chinese astrology. Oh, come on. And the snakes are all about shedding their skin. You have to shed the old part of you, or you have to slowly peel away the layers that are holding you back, that are keeping you in and tight. You have to slowly peel them away in order to create new habits. So you can say mantras all you want. You can talk about it all you want. But the behavior itself has to change. You can quiet your mind all you want, but Then the next step is taking action. Action. Whatever that looks like for you. So if it's finances, you have to write down what's coming in and what's going out. What are you spending your money on? And nobody likes to budget. I've been making budgets, I don't know, probably about 30 some odd years. My budget changes all the time because my income is flexible. I don't have the same income every month. It's very rare that it's the same. It goes up, which is good, and then it goes down. Like my income for February is down. Oh, come on. My income for February is down, so I have to adjust. My income for February goes towards my March budget, so I am 1 month ahead. But that took some time. That took some planning. That took okay, I'm not going to go and buy this. I'm not going to go out here and eat. It required me to put more time, more slots in my calendar to allow for more readings or to allow for more one-on-one dialogue, right? To help people out through these types of things because they don't happen overnight and they don't happen without action. Again, where energy goes, intention goes where energy flows. If you're doing something, then that's wherever it is you're watering your grass, that's where the grass will grow. Whatever you're feeding to yourself, that thing will grow. The mind, and I think I may have talked about this before, if you tell your mind something, your mind doesn't know the difference between truth and a falsehood. If you tell your mind something, if it is going to look for proof of that thing 100% of the time, and this is proven scientifically. So if you're constantly telling yourself, I don't have enough money, I don't make enough money, my checkbook is over, my checking account or whatever, my accounts are overdrawn all the time, it's going to happen all the time because that becomes your mantra. That becomes your personal mantra, and it gets into your psyche, and then the mind looks for proof, and then you don't change your behaviors or your habits, and it continues. Changing our behavior is hard. Why? Because it becomes habits, right? We have cycles and we have routines when we get up in the morning, and when we're going to our job or when we're taking care of our family or our home, whatever it is that we're doing, we tend to be very routine. So to change that routine takes a mindset to do it. So the easiest way I found to start to change your routine or to change the way you do things is put a note on your mirror in your bathroom. You see it first thing in the morning when you go look in the mirror when you're brushing your teeth. Have reminders on your phone and have them pop up at different times of the day. You can even have your mantra. If you're using a mantra, have it pop up on your phone. Every single day at the same time, and just take a moment, close your eyes, say that mantra to yourself, and then move on. If you have more time, then spend a little more time on it. So you have to invest in yourself. I've said this before, your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship you have on this earth. Right? It is the most important one. You're with yourself 24/7. You are inside your mind. You're hearing all your thoughts. And I will tell you that you should not believe everything that you think, because the mind is the trickster. It can talk you into and out of things. And people get in trouble quite often because, well, I had a thought to do this, so then I acted on it. Instead of saying, let me check with my intuition. Wait, is this a good thing to do? Lean into your intuition. But again, we've been taught not to trust ourselves. But this is exactly where trust happens, is on the inside. It's a process. It's a process. I invite you to just close your eyes. And let's do this now. If you're driving, don't close your eyes. If you're at work, stay at work. But if you're home, close your eyes and hand to heart. Breathe in and shoulders down. Exhale. And breathe in. Pause at the top. Exhale through your nose. Pause at the bottom. Maybe you'll feel your heartbeat in the palm of your hand. Breathe in. And pause at the top. Breathe out. Pause at the bottom. Breathe in and ask yourself, what do I need to know? What is my next right step? Pause at the top. Exhale. Exhale resistance. Pause at the bottom. Breathe in, what is my next right step? Pause. Exhale resistance. Pause. Breathe in. What is my next right step? And pause. Exhale. Resistance. Let go of resistance. Pause. And rub your hands together. Feel that heat, friction building up. Go really fast as you can. And then stop and feel that pulsation. That's Reiki energy. And turn your palms over your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. Let your fingertips touch the top of your forehead. And slowly start to flutter your eyes open. And gently release your arms down. Take a breath in. Cleansing breath, exhale through the mouth. So mindset. It is the key for moving forward in your life, for making changes for your success. The steps, though, take commitment. They take a plan. They take acknowledging what you believe in, what you've been doing, where that belief came from. Some of it may be ancestral healing that we need to go through. Some of it may be journaling, getting the energy out. Maybe it's a mantra with mala beads, or maybe just a mantra to pop up on your phone. And it's changing your behavior, one step at a time. So whatever it is, put your comments in the bottom. Let me know what it is that you're working on, what mindset that you're looking to shift or to change. And I'll be happy to give you some hints and some clues as to what has been helpful to me and what I have been able to help others with. So everyone, this is our video regarding our mindset and how to recognize it and how to change it and what steps to take. So if you found this helpful, maybe you don't like the video, maybe give a thumbs up, maybe subscribe to the channel if you feel like you're getting valuable information. I will be posting probably tomorrow a video for the new moon in Pisces. But until then, until the next video, always I send you so much light and love from my soul to yours, and I will see you in the next video.